Yeah. And then this happened. Well, hey everybody, this is Bill. Live simple, live free. As you can see, I've got a thing. So what happened? Starting about 6 months ago, I started to have some pain in my knee. And it was not bad pain, it was just kind of a nuisance. And I just figured I was coming down with, with AGE. If you don't get it, here, try it again, okay? I thought it was arthritis, and I wasn't happy about that. And if you've heard me complaining a lot about during the renovation that I'm getting too old for that kind of work, that's because my knees were giving me trouble. And if I would squat, I wouldn't be able to stand up again without pushing myself up on a chair or something, because I had no strength in my knees to be able to stand up again. About maybe 2 weeks ago, all of a sudden the pain in my knees started getting really bad. And when I would sit down for a while, when I would stand up, the first step was like I almost collapsed because my knee wouldn't hold my weight. Once I took 3 or 4 steps, then it would start to loosen up, and then I'd be okay. And it still hurt, but I could walk on it. And then last night, this was Saturday night, I was actually right in the middle of our church Christmas program. I play the bass in the Christmas program. I had played the first half of the program, and I had to go in for a wardrobe change into another building and then back to the church again for the second part. As I was walking back to the church, everybody else had gone ahead, so I was alone. I was the last one coming, walking across the grass to get into the church again. All of a sudden, something popped in my knee, just like snapped, popped. I didn't do anything to it. I didn't trip. I didn't stumble. I didn't twist anything. I just took a step and it popped. As soon as I did, the pain shot all the way down to my foot. It was excruciating. I couldn't stand on it. I didn't fall when it happened, but the pain was so bad I couldn't put any weight on my right knee. So I was standing there just on my left foot in the middle of the lawn trying to figure out how to get into the church when I couldn't put any weight on my knee. So there I'm standing going, great, now what do I do? I think I had my cell phone in my pocket, but quite frankly, I didn't even think about trying to call anybody because we were right in the middle of the Christmas program and everybody was on stage. Everybody that I would have called was on stage because they were all involved in the program. So I stood there a minute trying to figure out what in the world am I going to do. Oh, I was completely dressed in white like an angel. I was a bass playing angel in the program. I wasn't going to crawl across the grass in my whites, so then I discovered that if I put a whole lot of pressure right here on the side of my knee where the worst pain was, that I could barely hobble on it. So I did that, and it took me a couple minutes to get down. Ironically, the door that I was going toward was one of the handicap ramps in the church, and it had a railing all the way up the ramp. So I was able to hobble down finally to get to that railing. Once I got the railing, I was able to hang on and get up into the church. And everybody, I was just about to go on, and everybody was saying, where's Bill, where's Bill? So I came hobbling in. I'm trying to figure out how in the world am I going to get back on stage to play the bass. This is going to be a fiasco. And everybody said, absolutely not. Sit down. You are more important than your bass. So I sat there in the back while the rest of the program went on without the bass guitar, which made me sad. Anyway, so then they happened to have a wheelchair there at the church, and they took me in my wheelchair out to the van, and my son Bruce drove me home because
Grandson.
my grandson Bruce drove me home because the program was still going on and he was finished with his part of it. So I got home, I went in and got out of my whites, got in, I changed, and then Elizabeth took me to emergency. And I have to say, I was really amazed that I was in and out in 2 hours. It's the fastest emergency room trip I've ever had. But so they x-rayed it, and nothing was broken. And, this was an ER doctor, emergency room doctor, not a specialist. But he x-rayed it, he said nothing was broken. And he didn't say this, but it's probably going to take either an MRI or a ultrasound to see the soft tissue damage to figure out what's going on. So all he did was put me in this brace, gave me a set of crutches, sent me home, gave me a referral to an orthopedic surgeon. So now, this is Sunday morning. I'm waiting for a call from the orthopedic surgeon, and in the meantime, I watched the Christmas program on the live stream, the one I was supposed to be involved in today, because we had one last night, Saturday night, and we had two today on Sunday. So I had to watch it from home, and there was a conspicuously missing bass part.
Yeah.
Anyway, at this point, I don't know what's going on, except that it hurts a lot. When the doctor, he asked me what my pain level was, and he said, 1 is is no pain, and 10 is being mauled by a bear. So I said, if I'm sitting like this, the pain is about maybe 4, maybe 5, but if I try to stand on it, it's absolutely a 9 plus. It's excruciating. I can't stand on it. I can't put any weight on it at all. So at this point, all I can do is just wait for my appointment with the orthopedist, which hasn't been set up yet. Hopefully it'll happen soon, and we'll have to go from there. The doctor said, well, actually there was a guy in our church who's a nurse, and right when it happened, he was in the worship team as well. He looked at it and he suggested that maybe it was a cyst on a tendon here that had burst. And that kind of makes sense to me, because I felt something pop, and then it was just, the pain isn't just in my knee like arthritis would have been. The pain is like from my thigh all the way down, and so a cyst makes sense to me. And then the doctor also said it's either something to do with the ligaments, or maybe he said maybe a cyst. So we'll have to see what happens. But actually I'm quite relieved, because I thought it was arthritis, and as you know, arthritis, there's no cure for it, and once it deteriorates, the only thing you can do is replace a knee or something like that. In fact, the doctor said on the x-ray that my knee didn't have much arthritis in it, so that's very good news, because whatever this is, I'm assuming now, since it's not arthritis, I'm assuming that it should be able to heal with proper medical care. So that's actually pretty encouraging to me, because I thought I was becoming an invalid with AGE, with arthritis in my knee. So anyway, that's what's happening. Oh, and as far as timing of this, the videos that you're watching right now are of us in Florida looking at houses. That actually happened a month ago, and we've been home. That happened before Thanksgiving, and the videos are just that far behind. We've been home for a month now. I've been trying to work on finishing up the addition in our house before we go back to Florida in January, and obviously now that's not going to happen. But how this is going to affect traveling back and forth to Florida and all that kind of stuff, we have no idea at this point. So, but anyway, that's what's happening, and I'll be sure to keep you updated as I find out more. So, I really, many of you have already said that you're praying for me. I really appreciate that, and I'll keep you posted. Thanks for watching. Live simple, live free. You be blessed. I certainly am.
And I'm taking good care of him.